Hello and welcome to today's walk around video. This is Danny from Bradley James Classics. Now, this is a trade-in car. It's a Vauxhall Zafira from late 2007 or possibly early 2008, year 57. It's got 97,000 miles on, and it's a 1.7 turbo diesel engine, pretty economical actually, and it appears to have been very well looked after and well maintained. And the big bonus to whomever buys this car, it's just had a £1,124, I think, invoice for a full clutch. So I don't think you'll be fitting a clutch in a rush, knowing that this one has literally just been replaced. Now, it has an MOT through to January 2026, and having looked back through the MOT history, it looks to have fared quite well, and that's usually the evidence of a well-maintained car. Now, I believe it was a family car, so I think even though it's got a couple of owners, I think they've all been in the same family, so I think this car was known to the family since new. It's a local Vauxhall dealership to where our garage is here, so it's a local car. Now, having had the chance to have a look at the car on the ramp and carry out a full inspection, we can report that it is in good condition. Obviously a very good clutch, but good tyres all round, steering, brake, suspension, all looks to be in very nice order. It is particularly clean inside, and it's in very nice condition outside as well, very clean underneath the engine. Now, it doesn't look to have been used too hard as a family mobile, because the seats in the rear, which I can show you how that works, they look, well, virtually unused. So I don't think it's had a hard family life like some of these Zafiras obviously do, because of course they are a family car with 7 seats, and I've got to say, probably some of the easiest seats to access and one of the easier cars to pop the kids in the back, or adults. Very practical cars, pretty much an Astra underneath, so it's built on a fairly reliable chassis and drivetrain, and the Zafira has been a well-loved car in Britain for many years. This is sort of the Zafira B, the sort of second generation of them before they turned into a Zafira Tourer. They did have quite a long run, and actually it's nice to find a diesel one, because a lot of them are just the petrol engine. So I'm going to have a close look round the car from the outside, then I'm going to show you inside and show you what you get for your money. So let's start at the back, because we're at the back. And this rear panel here looks to be in good order, as you would expect. There's a couple of scuffs here at the top of the bumper, nothing terrible. A little scuff actually down low on this bumper corner. The rear wing, I guess, rear panel on the near side all looks to be in good order, as does the door. Both the passenger and rear passenger doors in good order. The front wing looks good. It's got the correct matching wheel trims all round. That front bumper looks good, as does the bonnet. Now, with 97,000 miles, as you'd expect, there's a few stone chips if you get in there close. The rest of the bumper looks to be in good order. Now, this front offside wing, now that's got a little ripple through here, so there is a minor dent and a scratch. However, it's not been attempted to have been masked. It is fairly minor, so be aware that that is a defect of the car. A little bit of a crumpled front wheel arch. Surprisingly, it doesn't seem to have affected this door, and the rest of the wing's perfectly okay. And as we walk down the side, got a bit of a scratch here by the fuel or diesel filler cap, and the rest of that car looks to be pretty straight, and all looks quite nice all above the roof. So actually, bar 1 or 2 paint defects, not many, and a little ripple in the front, the rest of the car does present quite well. Let's do things a little differently for a change. We'll have a look on the inside next, but I'm going to just pull the bonnet released, and we can have a quick little look at the engine here. In fact, on these modern engines, there's not a great deal to see because everything's under a plastic cover, but with that said, it's all nice and clean. Everything looks to be well maintained and clean here. It's always nice to see the coolant is the right colour rather than any murkiness. And that looks like a RAC X-side battery underneath here. And so that is a decent quality battery, Ecotech. And just having a look under here, everything is looking quite up together. Now, the reason people buy these Zafiras is probably more so what they're like inside rather than outside. So spacious cars, but let's have a look in the front first. Now, it's a bright day and I hope my camera's picking everything up, but these seats are very clean. It's got a set of dealer carpet mats that are all in nice condition, as are these door cards and plastics. As I look through here, it does have working air conditioning, which is nice, especially when it's 20 odd degrees like it is today. There we are, 25 degrees, look at that. Now that's flickering because it's an LED, but I can assure you it's not flickering when I'm looking at it. And you can guess what the date is of this video. It does have a built-in CD player, radio of course, and there's a display rev counter. There's your 97,000 miles here. That warning light is because I've got the door open, but there aren't any warning lights. Sadly, there's only one key. All the interior plastics look to be in good order, and that seat is in nice condition too. And the carpet mats, all good. Let's move into the back. This is the business end of a Zafira. And again, it's nice. These are really nice and clean, these seats. They've had an easy life. Very clean car. Clearly been nicely looked after. That's those carpet mats down there. And as you can see, these rear seats are super clean. That tells me that they just haven't had a great deal of use. You've only got windy windows in the back, but you do have central locking, which is remote, excuse me, and you have electric windows and electric door mirrors in the front. So it's a nice charcoaly grey, which contrasts very nice with the silver on the outside. So that's what it's like in this mode. Now I'm going to show you how these Zafiras transform into 7-seaters. Now for starters, we've got a very large boot area. So when the car isn't full of seats in the back, it's got this quite a huge boot space. And there's a carpet here that folds out very cleverly to reveal the seats underneath. But you can see that centre armrest folds down to give you the obligatory cup holders, and I'm going to move those seats forward, but you can see in the back it's really big and it's actually super clean and tidy here. Now this is fitted at the back because it can fit in the slots which are here and here for when the rear seats are up, but usually it will fit between here and here. And obviously this is your load cover, so I'm going to pop this out and set this to one side because I'm not going to need this while I'm putting my rear seats down. So I'm just going to pop that onto the back seats here. Now if I want to get in the back, I only have to just move that button there. That moves across. Now that doesn't give me much space, but if I lift this one up, oh, sorry, I'll push it down I should say, this allows me to move the seat more thoroughly. So sorry, let me just try that again. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the wrong thing here. So did you notice the way that all the seats just slid forward, and they slid forward right up behind the driver's seat. The driver's seat is set quite far back, so there's your step-in space. So that's how much room you get to walk into the back to sit, which is pretty impressive actually a lot more space than even some of the most up-to-date SUVs of 2025. So quite impressive, but you haven't seen the seats up yet. I'm going to move around, and in order to give you a good show, I'm going to tip these front seats forward as well. And all I need to do is pull that down, and you can see that moves. And then in the middle, you've got this guy here. You pull it up, and in the middle you can see the system which the seats fold onto. And this is the back of the seat. So let's have a further investigation. This is a foldy up mat, which I am going to fold up, and actually it ends up sitting at the back here somewhere, even when the seats are all down. So it's quite clever the way it folds up. Now you see these handles, these are nice flat folding seats, and in here I think you slide this, or do you put it this way? I can never remember. and you can see that's where the seat belts go, and it folds back. This is the rear seat belts, proper inertia belts, cup holders either side, and all I need to do, I need to lean forward, grab hold of that handle and give it a pull, and that seat folds and swings, and boom, that's seat 1 in position. Let's walk round and show you that seat in situ. Can you see the gap you've got to walk into it? Now I'm going to put the second seat up, and you can see this car in full 7-seater mode. Another handle that I pull up, and that just, I can do this with one hand because the other hand is obviously holding onto my phone, so quite clever stuff. Let's just pop that in, and there it goes. And you'll see what I mean about them being very clean. Not a great deal of use at all, I would say. Those headrests actually do pull up, and that's your extra seats in the back, and that's the piece, and that's the area you get to step in. So actually an adult can hop in there quite nicely, and then when I want to, I can fold the seat back, pull on, how is it, that, this here, and then back here, and then we've got the seats back in their normal position, and I am in full 7-seater mode. I'm just going to tilt all these seats in the correct order so you can see what they're like. That's that one, and then finally we've got the centre armrest, which is also forms the back of the middle seat, and there's the load cover just sat across the back seats, and there we are in full 7-seater mode. Well, that was a demo, wasn't it? I'm glad that went to plan. And you see this load cover just sort of sits across the back here. And sorry, when I say load cover, I mean the actual proper load cover goes within this hole here, across to here, and that can sit in situ for when you're driving along. But there's the second row of seats, first row of seats, driver and passenger at the front. That now is a 7-seater Zafira. No spare wheel with these, but under here you get a compressor and fluid, and that is to pump up your tyre when you take it for repair. So don't expect to find a spare wheel. I thought I would take the opportunity of showing you that while I could. And that pops back in there, and a big tailgate, and there's your warning triangle, and it's down here, and there, 7-seater Zafira. So as a recap, this one is I referred to it as a 1.7 earlier. It just gained 200cc. It's a 1.9 CDTI, which is a turbo diesel car. It has got 97,000 miles. The model is a Life, which is on a little badge down here. A new full clutch at the cost of £1,100, literally just fitted. And the car itself drives very nicely, starts on the button, and has MOT through to next year. A set of good tyres on the car, quite recent ones on the back, and does present very nicely and drives well. Well, thank you for bearing with me as I've given you a demonstration on how to turn this into a 7-seater, but I was determined to get through it. So if you are interested in this car, please get in touch through the usual channels. We'll be happy to arrange a viewing and a test drive. It may be that you want the car delivered somewhere in the UK. We'll always give you our best delivery quote. We use a very reliable chap for all our deliveries, and we also check all the cars out in our own workshops. We do a thorough PDI before they leave us, so everything is checked so the car arrives in good working order your end. We can look at part exchanging your existing, could be a classic car, modern car, or even a light commercial vehicle, an occasional motorbike. And we can collect your old car while we're delivering this one. So all the cars get PDI'd, which is pre-delivery inspection, thorough check over, test drive by our mechanics just to make sure everything's working. And we could take away your old existing car when we deliver this one. We can have a chat about the trade-in value if you'd like to do that. Well, thank you for watching today's video. It's Danny at Bradley James Classics signing out.